Welcome to Coburg, New South Wales. We are 4,000 kilometres away from home on the other side of the continent. What are we doing here and how do we get here? To explain that, we are going to have to go back a couple of days. So here are the boys' vehicles, Little Bears, or Torben, you know Torben, Wayne, they got their cars trucked here. Did I get mine trucked here? No, I drove 4,000 Ks. I'm right here, that's my camp. 4,000 Ks in 3 days, so I'm pretty shattered. Shattered indeed I was. I do not recommend 4,000 Ks over 3 days. So what are we doing on this side of the country? Well, there are two main reasons. One of those reasons is to cross the Simpson Desert from the east coast towards the west, so back to Perth via the Simpson Desert and Great Central Road. The other reason is to attend 2 meet and greets, so we can catch up with fans and patrons on the east coast, which we haven't done yet. The Drift of Fans event of 2018 allowed us to do this, so we attended that event. I did some cooking shows with Harry, we met heaps of people, got to hang out with patrons.
Good job, man.
Got to check out some pretty cool rigs. Our next meet and greet was to be at Brendale in Brisbane. This will take us closer to our starting point of the Simpson Desert. So what you are about to watch in this series is our unplanned journey between now and the Simpson Desert. I hope you enjoy.
Oh my god. Alright, it's getting pretty hectic here. So I think we'll arrive at camp in the dark, and this is why, all the shopping. So today's not my fault, well it is actually, because I'm pushing us to go today. We've got Luke and Kaito joining us. Luke's back at Coburg, waiting for us. He was expecting us about an hour, or about now. Half an hour away, still packing.
This is right after the end of the event, so it's a bit of a hectic start to an unplanned journey. We didn't have much time to play around with.
Dale, four-wheeling in Western Australia. We're actually in New South Wales in the Barrington Tops. We've just left the Drifter event and we have Luke in front of us showing us the way into the Barrington Tops. Now, I was in front before, but the easy way in, the bridge was out. We wanted to get the camp as soon as we could. So Luke has taken command of how to get in there. He knows this area very well. So he's showing us around and he's taking us to his secret spot. So Luke, how far are we from this secret spot of yours?
Oh yeah mate, about 10 Ks or so I think. It's a bit slower with the convoy than what we normally go in. We're racing in here often, but yeah. No, it's not far, probably half an hour or so.
Oh yeah, probably that's not too bad. It's surprising how early it got dark here.
Yeah, it gets dark quick up here, eh? And yeah, nice country, eh?
Now, you do realise now you have taken over of getting us to camp.
Technically, you're getting us to camp in the dark. Yeah, that's right. You guys can blame me for this one.
Yeah, that's all we want.
Yep. You handed over the reins, so you didn't get blamed, so it doesn't count for you. Now. Have you guys been checking the temperature gauge on the way up here?
Yeah, it's dropped 6 degrees, we're now 4 degrees. So Luke, you feeling pretty shattered after that event? I know I am.
Yeah mate, I'm looking forward to sitting down and having a nice cup of tea and relax. And, yeah, it's a big few days, a lot of big days leading up to it as well. So I've had a brilliant time, you know, and everyone left really happy. So you know, it was a great event, eh?
Yeah, buddy, I enjoyed it.
Four-wheeling at night is epic in areas like this with tall trees, big dense forest. That is one of my favourite places to drive at night. And when it's unknown to yourself, it's even better.
We then had an interesting predicament. The road was so muddy and so slippery, we couldn't turn off the track. So we need to get onto this track here, but it's so muddy, we can't actually turn off it. And as you can see, Luke is struggling to turn either left or right. He's just going straight forward and straight back. It is that greasy.
So how do we do it? Well, we reverse all the way back, reset, and come across on an angle.
Our camp. Double warning, eh?
Camp Lovejoy.
Over here we got Luke and Kaito getting the fires ready. Right. Wayne's off getting some more firewood, and this is pretty much where we're set up at the moment. We're just sort of rushing to get fires ready and I want to get the food out before I start setting up camp. But it's not even that late and it's very dark, and we are right now we are about 1,300 meters above sea level, and that's actually higher than the highest point in Western Australia. What happened?
Hit the funny bone.
It's pretty funny, isn't it?
All good.
Switching it to high rate.
Yep. We're well and truly set up now. This is why it's good to camp with Luke. Check out this setup. All this fit in the back of your 76, eh?
Yeah, a bit on the roof rack. Just your Chikara table and a little table there and an iron grill table here.
Yeah.
It's good, eh? It's great, this Chikara table, because as you can see, everything works off it, you know, and for food prep and everything, it's just a good little setup, you know. It's sort of, this is sitting down cooking, isn't it, you know, like just relaxed, sitting down around the campfire cooking, you know. You're not on the kitchen over there doing something and everyone else around the fire, it's all...
Yeah, that's what I like about it too, everyone's sitting around. And we're all cooking the same meal tonight, which is good, so we're all here. So we got coals over here, we got the fire pit going. American viewers will be happy to know there is no beetroot in these burgers.
Oh, no beetroot?
No, no beetroot. Couldn't find it. And they're not Hulk burgers either.
No, far from it.
So, what are we doing tomorrow, Luke?
Oh, well, we'll just get up and get going and then just have a bit of a look around. You know, there's some good little tracks and really scenic area around the Barrington Tops, so see where we end up, and you know, might find somewhere nice on the river for lunch and just go from there, I suppose, you know.
It's just funny how we had a bit of a casual drive in. That was, well, not really casual drive, it was actually pretty fun getting in here, but we are casually camping higher than the highest point in WA.
Yeah,
it's just a bit weird, eh?
It's like 1,350 or something?
13,
we're 1,300 something.
something,
Yeah, and we were 1,240
46 or 48, and we're like, yeah, we're on top of WA.
It's about the same temperature, right?
We're on the highest ground level in Western Australia right now. Higher than anyone else. That's pretty cool to know that.
Yeah, it is about it, so yeah.
Oh,
only because
man.
it was windy, but remember?
Man, it was so cold.
No wind here.
So it's a beautiful night, yeah, very still. It's almost as still as you can see it up here. We've had some wild nights here with storms and stuff and
Okay.
going crazy, but just not a breath of windy tonight. It's beautiful. Stars are out and lovely. Just wait to see it in the morning. It's just a beautiful place.
Yeah, okay.
A lot of European trees around, and it's in the middle of the Australian bush here, but it's just this little oasis of European trees, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, awesome. We get that a few times actually. We rock up somewhere at night and we wake up and there's like a big rock there or something.
We spent quite a bit of time around the fire and trading stories. No one wanted to leave the fire because our swags were freezing cold. Man, it was so cold.
So 7 AM in the morning, 7 AM in New South Wales, but crawling out of the swag this morning, ice everywhere, and all these European trees. It's kind of like it's 7 AM in Europe. It's really weird. It's bloody cold.
Morning. So I've been in the rooftop a couple of nights now in the cold, and it's been really good. Like zipping all these doors shut seems to hold the heat in a bit. I do have 2 sleeping bags, which I think is a must out here. It's been really good though. Really enjoying it. So just looking at the, oh Jesus, Ronnie must have gone to the toilet last night and didn't quite make it.
Into the fire.
Oh no, he's touching. He's right.
Right now I'm definitely the warmest person here.
Finally, everyone else got out of their cold tents and swags. We then decided to go for a bit of a walk around before breakfast to warm up because it was so freaking cold. Now, it's been a long time since I've seen snow and ice, and some of us have not even experienced snow and ice. So our reactions to ice are because of that.
Oh, that's it.
Wow. That's awesome. That's cool, isn't it?
Apparently I asked a silly question, who's having bacon? And yeah, everyone's having bacon this morning.
Yeah. No, this is good, man. It took you heaps longer, but I reckon it's better.
No sauce needed,
There you go. Explains why I was leaking the whole time. Stop leaking now? Yeah, must have dented the rim in the Holland track when we did the tag along. Threw it on them holes. She's got it. Copper hammer's pretty good for them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry about your copper hammer.
There's been worn down a bit.
It's Probably like a tiny leak now because there's still a bit of dirt in there, but so there we go. Luke's going to take us around on the tracks, and by the end of today, Luke and Kaido are going to head home. Kaido needs to go back to school. Luke needs to go back to work stuff. We'll come back here and camp, so we are leaving all our stuff here. This is a very hidden spot, so we should be right. All our valuables are with us, so never leave valuables at a camp when you leave stuff. We'll go and have a bit of fun. We've lowered our tyres down to all around 18 to 25 psi, and I think we'll have a bit of fun just getting out of here. We had a bit of fun coming in here yesterday. So much different during the day. Looks awesome here.
Beautiful country here, eh?
So the first part of our drive this morning was quite easy going, very spectacular scenery, awesome, beautiful forests around Barrington Tops. We did spot quite a few wild horses and kangaroos, all kinds of wildlife, but we just couldn't get the cameras out in time, they were too quick for us. There were a few cattle around as well, but just the vegetation and everything is just so different to what we normally see over in the west. Beautiful area.
Pulling up here, are we?
Just have a quick 1 minute look in next. Just pretty interesting underneath, you know.
Yeah, copy that. So, referring to the trees, I take it? Wow. It's different, eh?
It's sort of like the sort of country like you'd see in the west coast of North America, like Oregon and Northern California. This sort of beautiful big trees and the undergrowth. And
yeah, it does look very American, European, like what you see on films. I've never been to America. Wow, look at the ferns behind us.
Yeah, it's just totally different to what the normal eucalyptus forest is, you know. You get some big possums around here.
Well, one we saw last night. Oh. Whoa, check out that possum.
That's a big possum. Now I'm stuck.
We're used to doing this, Luke, looking for snakes before we step over, mate. You won't get that problem here?
Yeah.
It's like a bed.
Oh wow.
You expect it to be wet, wouldn't you?
Wake up.
Now that's called the tree hugger. Dead tree hugger.
I like that. That's what they found a lot of hideouts like this, you know, where you get up underneath the tree roots.
Oh yeah.
You know, where the heat-seeking choppers couldn't find him.
So what Luke's talking about, well actually I'll let you explain it. A bloke called Malcolm.
Yeah, Malcolm Naden used to hang around this area as, on the run, what would you call it, like an outlaw type thing. Like he was killed a couple of people, and yeah, he sort of hung around this area for about 7 years before they finally caught him, and this is where he used to hide out, up around this area. Yeah.
Too hard for the cops to traipse through, eh?
Yeah.
It would be pretty hard to find someone in here.
Yeah.
7 years, eh?
Yeah, he's a black fella and he knew what he was doing and he just camped out.
So he's obviously behind bars now?
Yeah, yeah.
What about that plane wreckage we were talking about?
Yeah, there's an aeroplane crashed a long time ago, maybe 20 years ago, I'm not sure exactly how long. There's a small Cessna, I think about 5 blokes on board, and come back from Brisbane and hit a superstorm around this area. It was a massive storm over the Barrington Tops, and the RAF base wouldn't allow them to drive down the coast through the RAF area at Newcastle, so
yeah.
They wouldn't give them permission to come through, so they had to divert over the Barrington Tops right where this superstorm was. And it was just so, all their wings got iced up on the aeroplane and they got disorientated, and I think a lot of their controls were, you know, in that storm, they just all went out of whack.
Yeah.
And they basically went round in a few circles and crashed into the mountain somewhere, and they've never found them because some of the undergrowth here is so thick and steep country, they've never been able to find them. And I think it's the only unsolved aeroplane wreckage or mystery in Australia in history. So there's often searchers up here trying to find it still, but
25 years ago.
Yeah, something like that, a long time, and they still haven't been able to find it. So you could literally be wandering through the bush here somewhere and just stumble across an aeroplane with, you know, the remains of 5 blokes in it. So,
That'd be
yeah.
a scary thing to find if you wander off and you're lost in here, wouldn't it?
Mm.
Easy to get lost out here, eh?
Yeah. But this is the Arctic beech forest, so it's just a small pocket of these beech trees, one of the last remaining forests of this on the east coast. And yeah, it's just such a different undergrowth to the normal eucalypt forest, and it's just pretty cool to have a look. And yeah, the undergrowth's so cool, just amazing, you know,
It's everywhere.
so different to the normal eucalypts.
That was the end of our short forest walk. I reckon most of us could have spent the whole day there. It was pretty damn awesome. However, we must keep moving because Luke has a couple of other things up his sleeve he wants to show us. Just in case you haven't noticed yet, young Kaido has been doing most of the driving in Luke's car, and it's pretty good to see a young fella out there giving it a good go. It's always more fun when it's not your car.
Is that Ron?
Yeah, that was good.
4-wheeling in New South Wales.
Well, we're in New South Wales, that's right. Yeah, that was nice driving, Ricardo.
Yeah, that was good.
Right, so we're checking out this bog hole. It's not that deep. You know what I like about this bog hole? We have to go through it. There's no other way around it. I can see where people try to go around it, but they slip in sideways and you're just going to be in all sorts of trouble there. So here, it's not too deep. Best course of action, straight through. And Kaito gets to drive Luke's car straight through, so we get to see what happens. So for once, I'm not the guinea pig.
Yeah, the base is, this side's pretty good.
It's got like about 100 mil layout, I reckon.
Yeah, on this side I kept going on one stage.
To be continued. I'm very sorry to cut it right there. You'll have to wait till part 2. Hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and I'll see you in part 2. Part 2 kicks off with some action in the Barrington Tops, and then I'm not going to give too much more away. You'll have to wait for part 2. See you then.